Watch out now, because this guy is back, and he is looking to have a good time going deep to a number of receivers right now. This is RGR Football. Welcome back, everybody. Camp update for you today. Dan on the road making his move, and I wanted to get you some content. Shout out to Kawhi Beer Co. Just got a brand new shirt from them today, so appreciate you guys. A lot going on. I'm just going to break it down for you real quick because things are starting to move. We talked on Locked On Chiefs, on RGR Football, about the O-line, thinking about Josh Simmons starting from the very get-go at left. Jalen Moore over at right. Okay, fine. You get the feeling that Juwan Taylor is not very far from getting back on the field, and that's okay. He has something to offer as well, even if it is just as what I think may end up being just the third tackle, and that's perfectly fine. It's a good situation to be in because Jalen Moore can start for you at either side. Josh Simmons can start for you at either side as long as he's healthy. We'll see how he progresses through camp. Juwan Taylor can start for you at right. So at worst case scenario, one of those guys has to be a swing. We don't know who it is. It doesn't matter who it is at this point. It's a lot of money to have on the bench if it's either Jalen Moore or Juwan Taylor. But it's starting to look like we're going to have to see what happens the day Juwan Taylor gets back. That's when we'll know. Do they see Josh Simmons as the guy who can start on the left-hand side? And now it's the two veterans battling it out over on the right. That could be exactly how it works out. We'll have to find out how that goes. But today, just more of the same. So it's very consistent so far. We'll see if that changes on day 3. Kingsley Suamataia in at left guard. No updates, really. They're not going full pass rush yet, so we're not super worried. But it looks like he's moving fine from what I've seen in limited footage. Nothing to worry about so far. Pads come on, that's when the offensive line changes. What isn't changing is the fact that Pat Mahomes is ready to get back to pushing the ball downfield. And he's a little pissed off about it. That's just the way it feels to me. Everybody from our own Dan Harms to Matt Derrick and all the beat reporters are telling me that I'm a little bit nuts, that they don't care about that. There's no chip on any shoulders. Everyone's over the Super Bowl. I just don't buy it. That's the truth. So I'm going with this theory until I'm proven wrong. And if I'm proven wrong, okay, I'll live with it. But it just feels like the emphasis in the first 2 days of camp has been to go deep, to push the ball and continue to push the ball. And that's a good thing. You got Xavier making catches. You got Rashee Rice getting just peppered, making nice catches. Hollywood went deep on a huge play today. Tyquan Thornton, who I've been telling you about since last season, is starting to make a push as well. No mention of Sky Moore. Limited mention of Nico Romeo, but he did have a nice catch yesterday. A lot of the pass catchers coming on. The one that I'm most excited about, though, is despite some of my friends and colleagues really, really excited about the veteran Robert Tonyan coming into the tight end room, I'm still not convinced that he makes the roster because Jared Wiley is back out on the field. You invested a high day 3 pick in him. You have Jay Brenningstool, who, as a UDFA, you don't have that much investment in, but he has maybe the most athleticism after Travis Kelce in this position group. That is key. He showed that off today. Got a little, sidearm whip from old QB1. Was able to stack it against some backup linebackers in the end zone for the touchdown here at practice. Now, I say that not to belittle the achievement, especially for a UDFA to get in there and be practicing with Mahomes. That's job number 1. That's a good feather in your cap already. But then to be able to exploit it and make sure that you show the athleticism and you use your size well and you understand where you're supposed to be in the offense. That's what Jay Brenningstool needs to bring and continue to bring to this position. If he can do that, I feel very good about his future, both on this roster now through camp and into the season, and being somebody that either whether there's attrition, if Kels needs some reps off or Noah Gray gets hurt or something like that, like a guy that can move in there, but also because he brings athleticism that Wiley doesn't have, Noah Gray doesn't have. He can get vertical. He can run that slot stack as more of a wide receiver type body. He has that ability. And if you're tutoring him up and he's training behind Travis Kelce, just like Wiley, the amount of knowledge transfer that has to happen, and I'm going to talk about this later on Locked On. I think I need to. the knowledge that Travis has is not just, what he throws out at tight end U. If you guys saw his podcast, you know that his coach speak is not exactly up to what his expectations are, especially when you're hungover. But it's that down in, down out, game after game when you're on the sidelines with Travis and you're coming in and out and you're seeing what he's seeing, you're talking about. That's where this information, this knowledge has to rub off. And I think they're in a good spot to accomplish that. So it's a big plus, I think, for getting this position group off and running towards the right goal to be able to support the quarterback, that if he has the protection, then you're in good shape. Big play from Brashard Smith today. A lot of people losing their mind about it. Was a swing pass. It's exactly the usage that I think he's going to start with and will be able to exploit. Whether it was just a swing, I thought it was a swing that he turned up and one defender took a swipe at him and he just took it to the house, and that's great. Or whether it was an actual wheel where he was delivered up the field. Either way, he shows you what he's got physically. There's a reason that we were excited about him in the draft, because his athletic matrix is really, really awesome for where they drafted him. And to put him into a position where, unlike Isaiah Pacheco and Clyde Edwards-Helaire before him, he doesn't have to come in and start. He doesn't have to come in and be a bell cow and get wore down and get all kinds of things put on top of him. He has to come in and be the best third down back that can catch passes in this league. That's his job. Be as good as you can to add your athleticism, your explosiveness, and your potential on top of what this offense already is. He does that, and you're in great shape. Now, on the flip side, day 2 of camp brought on the defensive side a little bit more clarity about how just stubborn I think Steve Spagnuolo is. He is going to continue, and from his comments, he's just going to stick with Chamari Connor as a nickel as well as playing some safety. Right now, so far in the lineups, it's McDuffie and Watson as 1s and 2s. That'll change when Fulton gets back. I guarantee you that. But right now, 1 and 2, McDuffie, Watson, Connor in the nickel right now. Second wave coming in the top 6 right now is Chris Roland Wallace in at the nickel with the 2s. Noel Williams getting some run with the 2s. Good signs for both of those players. If there's any attrition at safety, it means you have to use Chamari Connor more as a true safety, which means Roland Wallace goes in more into the nickel so that you can leave your 2 set with McDuffie, and that when you're in the 3 set, McDuffie's still outside. I'm loving this. Dan and I talked about it on the Q&A the other night. We prefer, both of us, for slightly different reasons, but together, we prefer Trent McDuffie to play outside, to try to take away the number 1 receiver and just square that off and let the rest of the defense fight as it needs to. This allows them to do it, whether it's Connor or I love the fact that CRW is getting what are early looks and making plays. He had a diving PBU today. Two of my guys today making some steps forward in Brenningstool and CRW. Let me know what you thought, especially if you were out there. Dan and I are in some transition. Dan moving. I'm going to be on the road a little bit. Gary's going to have some content for you, and we'll be back. Q&A on Monday night will likely be late, but we will still have it. So do not miss anything from that. And I might hit you from the road with a little bit of content too. So appreciate you guys being with us. Have a great night and a good day tomorrow. Get ready for camp. If you're going, get your spots. You got to get them ahead of time if you are planning on going and you haven't done that yet. And I will figure out when I'm going to make it and let you all know. Have a great one. I'll talk to you next time.
Thanks for watching this video from the team at RGR Football. Click these videos to see more and subscribe to RGR Football.